Hi everyone. Well, I did a thing. I left my position with Alberta Transportation and started Raven, Transportation Safety Consulting. I'm Jill MacBeth and I want to bridge the compliance gap for you. I knew industry was in trouble January 1st, 2023. Clients started calling for help, needing ELD interpretations, and there was nothing to give them. I knew I could help, but I couldn't do it if I was representing the opinion of government. So I resigned my position and here we are. Bit about me. I've worked in transportation my entire career. I started at Atomic Transportation in Winnipeg when cell phones were T9 and satellites came with a dish. I've worked in almost every transportation sector, dry van, LTL, flat deck, reefer, and I've worked in lots of different roles. I've done sales, dispatch, freight brokerage, and overdimensional permitting. I started my public sector journey with the Manitoba government in 2009. I started in permits and moved to a motor carrier enforcement officer position working in the audits and investigations department. In 2017, I moved to Grand Prairie, Alberta, and took a position with the Alberta government as a public safety investigator and SC auditor. In 2019, I started following the ELD rollout in the US because I knew Canada would have to adopt it and I wanted to be able to speak with authority. During the pandemic, I spent my time studying the technical standards and watching YouTube videos on how to cheat ELDs. I follow Facebook pages and blogs about ELDs and the complaints of drivers and made ELDs my hobby. I was given the nickname the RODSGod, and it's my goal to share as much of this information as you want and need. Before you email me with claims of blasphemy, the G is not capitalized. It's an acronym, just like RODS. If you want to make sure I'm not full of BS and I'm actually qualified, go check out my education credentials on my website, www.therodsgod.ca, and decode all the acronyms on the About Me page. With over 20 years of experience, I know the more information carriers have, the better the compliance. I have met hundreds of carriers over the years, and most want to be compliant, but lack the resources and information. If road safety really is the goal, then build relationships with carriers that are non-adversarial, based on mutual respect and education. My hope is to help drivers and safety personnel who use ELDs to use the devices correctly and how to interpret the data it generates. So many myths out there, like carriers don't have to monitor RODS support documents anymore. You can just run a report from the ELD and file it. Or drivers that disconnect from Bluetooth and go into manual mode and use the magic space-time portal to go from Toronto to BC and never turn a mile. Wicked fuel mileage, I bet. I've had safety officers tell me that all the drivers complain. None of the devices work in the entire fleet, and every single one has problems connecting to Bluetooth. So just for reference, you can watch a movie on an airplane at 40,000 feet across the ocean using a Bluetooth connection, but none of the trucks can connect an ELD device to an ECM 12 inches away, standing still, using that same Bluetooth technology? Really? Come on. There's so much bad information out there. I wanted to explain my take on ELDs, regulations, and explain the technical standards in plain language. I made these videos, Raven's Recaps, and I have made an interpretation guide, Raven's Rules, to try and help. This is all 100% my interpretations based on what I have learned and my experience doing ELD audits. Nothing I've said or written has been peer-reviewed or reviewed by any government regulatory body and should be used accordingly. If you have any comments or questions, check out my webpage, www.therodsgod.ca, or email me at info@therodsgod.ca. If you have questions, ideas, or if I have missed anything when I discuss the technical standards, please let me know because I'm learning every day. Thanks for checking me out. Be safe, and I hope to hear from you soon.